welcome to the Nagual Zone. I'm Anaam. Today we talk about good and evil. Good and evil. The angels are good. The devils are evil. Good and evil. The good God made us all. The good God made us all. Good and evil. It is one of the most energy consuming, attention consuming, and perception twisting junk philosophies that can enter your head and color your perception of reality. It really is. You may or may not be surprised to know that nature as it is, or reality as it is, of which you are a part, you're not a digital entity, you are a human being, you are nature. Don't let the parasite convince you otherwise. You'd be surprised that nature does not recognize the absolute garbage called good and evil. The devil tempted me. I will be in heaven with the 7 virgins. I have no idea what this fixation of virgins is. Well, you have to have some occult knowledge to then understand the fixation on virgins. Why all these heavens of all these, the big 3. Their heavens have these virgins. Always a virgin is involved, right? In the big 3. I won't name them. The big 3 patriarchal religions that are the factions, direct installations of the parasite. There's a reason why they're fixated with virgins, and it's a very occult reason. Good and evil. Virgins are good, prostitutes are bad. Right? Good and evil. He's a good person. I'm a good person. That's the big one. Everyone is brainwashed into the idea, I'm a good person. I'm a good person. And everyone's getting migraines and depressions because I'm a bad person. Guilts and big sob stories about them. So I'm so bad. I'm such a bad person. All because of a twisted perception of reality. Now here's evidence of how deep this brainwashing is within you. Yeah, you may have read some philosophical books and become an atheist or whatever your trip is, and then think good and evil don't exist. Let me tell you exactly how deep the brainwashing of good and evil really is within you. Imagine living in a world where you do not operate from a sense of good and evil. And observe yourself in that moment, in this moment. What replaces that? Exactly. Nothing. You got absolutely nothing. You know what brainwashing is? When you have no choice. You have no alternative referencing in your mind about a certain thing. That means you've been brainwashed to, that's the only thing within you. That's it. There's no other thing. Right? That's brainwashing. So when you think about how do I look at everything if good and evil wasn't existing? Yeah. You're blank, aren't you? You have no viable functional reference point to say, oh, good and evil is one thing here. Oh, and I've got another one here, and I've got 2 more here, and I can compare which one is the best one, which one is the best glasses to put on and look at the world with. All you have and all you've been sold as a scam is this one set of twisted lenses that you get free at your local church or synagogue or mosque. But you don't have to go there. These are installed in you very early on, very early on. It's called morals. Morals. I have morals. Well, you may have morals. Good luck to you. Toltec warriors have no use for morals. Absolutely none. Because Toltec warriors have viable and functional alternative modes of perception. It's very important that you understand this point and understand how to, brainwashing isn't something you open your head and take something out and look at it. Look, I found a piece of brainwashing in my head. That's not brainwashing. The only way you can spot mind control within you, external mind control, is if you see that, oh wow, I have no other reference point apart from this way to perceive. Let me tell you something funny. I might almost do a whole video on this. You can go to my video on mind control, which is one of the latest ones. The topic is mind control. There's a woman, hopefully, who commented, "Are you a flat earther?" It's a topic on mind control. Are you a flat earther? Oh, the irony of it, right? And then there's another chap, hopefully a he. Oh, I know, right? And he was this and he is that. That's talking about me. And then the lady replies, oh yeah, I was really with the content till he mentioned that the earth is flat, and then my disappointment was immeasurable. Fantastic. Oh, amazing English. My disappointment was immeasurable. Remember, just to remind you, the topic of the video was mind control. And again, I'll also remind you that what I'm talking about right now is that you have a worldview that's been given to you and you don't want to have to look at an alternative worldview, which if looked at even for 2 minutes, any sane person will at least sit up and go, whoa, I need to look at this much more deeply. But you know what? Let me give you a pro tip about spotting mind control in yourself. If any topic that you come across, anything emotional, the topic and your emotional response to that topic, that emotional response is based on fear, abject fear of your world crumbling, your sanity, fear for your sanity. And your emotional response is, I don't know and I don't want to know. If that is your response, check very carefully. You're not willing to look at an alternative set of glasses. Whether it's true or false is not the point. The point is you're giving yourself an alternative reference point, right? And if that is your response, I don't know and I don't want to know. Are you a flat earther? Then, right? You might want to look at yourself. Don't worry about the flat earther anymore. You need to be worrying about yourself. Okay? Flat earthers will come and go. Square earthers will come and go. Globe earthers will come and go. Star earthers will come and go. It doesn't matter. What matters is you, basically, are you a flat earther? You know what's behind that? I don't know and I don't want to know because I'm very afraid that my cherished worldview that has been handed to me will crumble and I will be left with nothing. That's not a very open mind. And these people, they really do think they are warriors. Warriors! I am a warrior! I have suffered much in my life, thank you. I'm a warrior. Really, they're really deeply convinced. Warriors. Amazing. So don't be these people. Don't be that person. Open your mind. Open your mind. Open the doors of your perception. You have no business even looking at Toltec things if you're not willing to open the doors of your perception. And windows, any other little nooks and crannies that might open them all. Right? Don't let the parasite shaft you up the ass. There's a saying in Hindi, which I'm not sure if it translates very well in English, but it's a funny one. It's like getting, the parasite, what it does is it shafts you up the ass with an ice cold frozen rod, and the end that's sticking out is red hot. That's the saying in Hindi. Yeah, it takes a moment for it to imagine and then figure out what that is. But yeah, that's what the parasite does. That's the kind of mind control you're looking at in yourself. So don't be giving me, are you a flat earther? That doesn't tell the world anything about me, but it should tell you everything about you. But are you willing to know? Do you want to know? That's the question, right? So, if you are suffering, if you have no other viable worldview apart from good and evil, God is good, Satan is evil. Satan is, by the way, it's not Satan, it's Saturn. Saturnalia. You might want to look that up. God is good. The Lord. Think about that. Running on kingdom. King's dominion. Jesus is the king. Or between the big three patriarchals, they have their own kings. It's kings? Really? I thought we were into democracy nowadays. Eh? No, nowadays actually we're into communism, aren't we? Global China. So what's this kingdom you're talking about then? The kingdom of heaven will arrive on earth one day. It's all absolute junk that has brought the world to its knees. Now here's what warriors replace that with: an alternative way to perceive and experience the world, which works for Toltec warriors. It works for us beautifully. Beautifully. Why? Because it is very aligned with how reality actually is. Right? Warriors choose to look at the world around them in terms not of good and evil, but in terms of predator and prey. This is the sorcerer's explanation, alternative explanation of good and evil. It's predator and prey. Why is it so aligned with reality, with nature? Because in nature doesn't recognize good and evil. Nature does operate on predator and prey. Now these words, don't let them bamboozle you. Nature doesn't work on words. This is our human way to understand a process that we observe. It's verifiable in nature. The process of so-called good and evil is not observable, not verifiable in nature. And you are nature. You are not the parasite's little farm pig. You're not. You are nature. And this is why this explanation is much more palatable to the warriors, because now we have an orientation which is very solid. Very solid. It's not confusing at all. We can now learn to protect ourselves from predators, forces beyond our reckoning that act upon us daily for advantage or disadvantage. Right? Everyone is a predator and a prey in different contexts. Now, for most of you, deep down in your emotional reality, in the reality of your feelings, this is a brand new concept. You've seen it on the nature programs, right? And you think you know nature. You know nothing about nature. You know nothing about nature. But I've done some hikes amongst the mountains. I have climbed such mountains and I've dived into the valleys. You know nothing about nature. Where do you go after you do your hikes and dive into your valleys? Where do you go? Yeah. You go to a brick house, paint on the walls, right? Do you know what a house smells like to a dog? You have no idea. You'll have to become one to understand how bad human smells, bad as in how artificial human smells really are. Everything about the human is artificial to a dog in terms of smelling. The house, the paint, the nails, the freaking everything, the eyeshadows and whatever, toothbrush and deodorant and the soap and then this and that and all the rest of it. There's no natural smells. Yeah, so don't say, oh, well, I've lived in I go to hikes and you know nothing about nature. Nature is predator and prey. Everyone gets to be a predator and prey simultaneously in nature. A deer is a prey, and then there are predators for the deer, wolves, whatever, anacondas. And then the deer is preying on the grass. The grass is very much alive. Very much alive. Very much so. Everything is a never-ending cycle of change through death. And then birth again, then change through death. And the predator and the prey cycle ensures that that continues. Last time I checked, I didn't find any good and evil in there. Oops, the big three. They've been bamboozling you, haven't they? Now, compare this weighty, meaty perception, way to perceive, with the God is good and angels are flying with these stupid white wings. Why can't they have black wings or neon wings? I don't see any angels with green wings. Why can't they have green wings? Right? It's all nonsense. Two Toltec warriors. Now, for all these angels and God is good and He made us all and creatures and whatever, it's stupid stuff. Hallowed be thy name, kingdoms are yours and come and join us. Whatever these stupid prayers are, right? Prayers. If all that makes sense to you and you're too afraid to look at something else, well then you have no business watching this video or videos like this, right? Go back to your safe zone and be happy there. But if people who are willing to look at this, open your mind and develop alternate modes of perception, and then invest the next, many years verifying the efficacy of that mode of perception. If you're willing to put in the work, then try this one on. Discard this good and evil nonsense. Take on predator and prey model, worldview, and learn. How do warriors functionalize that? It's a very amazing journey. But you know what you will do? You'll do two things. If you made it this far in the video, 20 minutes, you'll do two things. You will listen to this video. You will either go like this, yes, I agree, yes. Or as if you're an Indian, you'll go, yes, very good, very good. Or if you're kind of foolish and kind of stupid, you'll go, no, I don't agree. No, my philosophy is I am right. You'll do all this other nonsense, right? Either one is completely worthless as a response, but then, that's, I've done a video on that called the 3 bullshits. You can go and watch that. It's very revealing. It will reveal much to you about you. And the other thing you'll do is go on to the next video. Whatever it may be, disco video or whatever YouTube recommends, you go on to that. And within 5 minutes, you'll have forgotten, you'll have a vague memory of what you saw. And you'll like, oh yeah, the next time you and your friend have weed and you're sitting around like, oh yeah, the world is made of predator and prey, I will have and you'll speak nonsense about it. Never bother to actually invest the time to really figure out what is being talked about here. These are the two things you'll do. Very few of you, will actually take the time to develop an alternative, well-fleshed out, self-verified. You know what self-verified is? You have to think for yourself. You do. And you can do it. You can think for yourself. But you can't go, are you a flat earther? Yeah. You're not thinking for yourself. You're not willing to think for yourself, are you? And flat earther it's just an example because that tends to produce the most brainwashed response from the great brainwashed that are out there. And most of them think they're warriors. Right? Be special. You are special. You are special. You are special. Even better, you're unique. But right now, your thoughts don't reflect that uniqueness. You know why? Because your thoughts reflect the parasite. Invest in yourself, develop your own mind away from the control of the parasite. Develop your own thoughts, and that will require that you open your mind and invest in yourself to develop an alternative, at least one alternative worldview to one topic like good and evil. You see where I'm coming from this? So take this as you will. I hope you put in the work. Take 1 or 2 years and flesh this out. What does a worldview based on predator and prey really mean to me? Flesh this out. Go on a journey with it. And you will find it's very rewarding. It will give you so much personal power. Remember, warriors are all about personal power. Anything that saps their personal power and puts it in the hands of someone else, warriors completely discard it and get repelled by that. Be like that. On that note, leave in the comments below if you're a flat earther. No, sorry, this is not that channel. Leave in the comments below what you think about this topic. If you have any stories, if you already have alternative worldviews away from good and evil, what are your worldviews? Put them in the comments. All of us will enjoy your unique take on it. And before commenting, if you're gonna go no and yes, just watch the 3 bullshits video and then come and comment. It'll give you a much needed sobriety. On that note, walk in freedom. I will see you very soon. Lots of love. Farewell.